And now it's time for Stordy time. And in tonight's story, it's the story of the Little Papi and Charlotte comes home. That's right, little Pete. Now, you know the Mami? Well, the Mami and the Papi were talking earlier about lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of things. And the Papi said, Mami, tonight's story will be the story of the Little Papi and Charlotte comes home. And she went, yay, Papi, yay, a story. And he said, that's right, Mami. Now, when the Little Papi was a little Papi, he was with his mum in the kitchen. Mum, guess what? Oh, what? You know what? Captain Scarlet he's indestructible. And what does indestructible mean? And she went, oh, it means Captain Scarlet, no matter what you do to him, he can't die. And he can't get sick or nothing. He can only sweat if it's hot. Oh, I'd love to be like that, Mum. Oh, but if I was indestructible, would I not grow up? And she went, no. You could still grow up. You'd just be indestructible. And I went, oh, all right then. And then all of a sudden, there was a knock on the door. And it was a really unusual one. All right. Where's the fire? And so, the Little Papis, Mrs. Little Papi, went to the front door with the Little Papi, and Charlotte and Dolores were at the door. Hello, Little Papi, guess who's back? And there was Charlotte. Hello, Mrs. Little Papi. Hello, Little Papi. I've come back from the Mammies in California. And she went, oh, and did you listen to Elvis? Elvis? Yeah, did you listen to Elvis when you were there? Because he's in America. I think I might have heard an Elvis song on the radio. Because they play Elvis and the Beatles, but they don't play Tom Jones. And she went, oh, never mind, those poor American girls. But they've got Elvis, and that's the main thing. And did he look all handsome? I didn't see him, I just heard him on the radio. Yeah, but did he look marvellously handsome? I only heard him on the radio, Mrs. Little Papi, and that was it. And she went, well, did you enjoy your trip? Oh, yeah, Miss Little Papi, you should have seen it. There was lots and lots of things. Lots and lots of things. And they have all different names for things that we don't have. And she went, oh, like what? And she said, well, they don't call the television the telly. Oh, that's odd. What did he call it? They call it the TV. Oh, I couldn't be doing with that. Oh no, I have to have me telly and I have to have me westerns. Was the Cowboys and Indians. I didn't see any Cowboys and Indians, but I saw lots of cowboy things on the telly, on the TV. Sorry. Oh, well, I'm glad you had a really nice time. And how was the Mami? The Mami was lovely. She was lovely, and I'm going to tell the Little Papi and everyone all about it. And she went, oh, that's lovely. Well, it's so nice to see you back. And don't forget, you'll have to come round for a cup of tea and some scones. I'll start them now. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Little Papi. And Dolores went, oh, can I come? And Mrs. Little Papi said, you can't feed one without the other, Dolores. Of course you can come. You can bring all your friends, and I'll do some extra special ones. I might even put some Hartley's jam in there. But don't tell Tony. I want it to be a surprise. Oh, we won't, Mrs. Little Papi. And Little Papi said, all right, Mum, we've got to go and get Pauline. This is an emergency. All right, then, well, you have fun, and it's so nice to see you back, little Charlotte. Okay, thank you, Mrs. Little Papi. So off they went, and they went straight to Pauline's. And little Papi shouted through the letterbox, "Now, Pauline!" And Pauline came straight to the front door with the Baby Lucia. And little Papi said, "Look who's back, Baby Lucia." I said, darling, darling, how do you be, darling? I read it, darling, and but Gigi, Mami. And Charlotte said, yeah, I saw the Mami and I can't wait to tell you all about it. And Pauline said, it must have been brilliant. Let me just finish this cereal. So Pauline finished her cereal as quickly as she could, and the Baby Lucia finished her doily cup as quickly as she could. And when they were done, Pauline took her empty blue plastic bowl and the Baby Lucia's doily cup with Mickey Mouse on the side that Joe gave her, straight to the kitchen sink. Then when she was done, they rushed straight back to the front door, and Pauline said, "Right, you've got to tell us everything." And Charlotte said, "I'll tell you everything that happened from beginning to end." And she went, "That's great. And I bet you're made up now, Dolores, that Charlotte's back." And she went, "Yes, I am. And we've got brand new clothes on, haven't we? Haven't we, Charlotte?" Charlotte said, "We have. And I brought some new American clothes for Dolores and for her mum. And I've got you some things, but I'll have to give them to you tomorrow." And Pauline said, "I can't wait." And Baby Lucia went, dear Dolores, it's always it, Stella." And Charlotte said, "Stella's gone back to her mum's, but she's coming back for Easter." And Pauline went, I didn't even get to say goodbye." And Charlotte said, "I know, but they had to go pretty quick because her mum said the gas man was coming." And she went, "Okay then. Right, let's go and get Tony." So they all went round to Tony's house, and the little Papi knocked at the door and shouted through the letterbox, "Now, Tony!" And Baby Lucia knocked too. "Nee." And so, I've got to get them all standing up properly. So Tony came to the front door with a heart-shaped jam buzzy for the Baby Lucia and a jam buzzy for himself. And he said, "Here you go, Baby Lucia. I've got a nice jam buzzy. And guess what? It's made..." Oh, Charlotte. You're back. What was it like?" And Charlotte said, "It was lovely, Tony, and I'm going to tell you all about it when you finished your jam buzzy." He went, All right. It's Warburton spreads and it's Hartley's jam. There you go, Baby Lucia. So Baby Lucia went, yay me. And so she sat down and she had her heart-shaped jam buzzy looking at Charlotte, waiting for the Stordies. And so he said, "Right." And then when Tony had finished, he left a little bit of jam on one cheek and no jam on the other, which meant that he was ready. And Baby Lucia climbed up and sucked the rest of the jam off Tony's cheek. And then she climbed back down. And Tony went, "Right, so what was it like?" "Hang on, I'll come over here. Right, go on, Charlotte." And so everybody sat cross-legged all around Tony's step. And then Charlotte began. And she said, "Well, here's what happened. So, I can't wait to tell you. And there was loads of stuff, loads of things. And you know Chubbs?" And he went, "Yeah." And she went, "Right, so Chubbs was playing this game and I didn't understand it because he was playing it. And you know what Chubbs can do?" And he went, "What?" He can play the game on his feet, on his back, on his knees, and when he's sitting down, when he's lying down, when he's pretending to be asleep but he's not really, he's still playing the game, and he does all of that, and all in one night." And went, "Wow!" And little Papi said, "Do all American kids do that?" And Charlotte said, "I think so, because you know what? Guess what else? Odin does the same thing. He goes to the table and all the stuff that Odin's got, like he's got this jar and it's a jar and he's put some tape on the top with a stick, and I don't know why. I think it's so that he can carry it on his shoulders when he goes fishing. And he's got all these paints in the jar. And then next to that, he's got some tape and for taping things. And then he's got all these art books and all these drawings in there. And he does that. And at the same time as he's doing his drawing and all them paints and all that tape and all those bits of paper and all those art books and all those pencils and everything else, at the same time, he plays games a bit more grown up than Chubbs's. And Little Papi said, that's brilliant. And she went, and that's not all. Alida is the oldest, and she's got tons and tons of stuff. She's got like all these things, but she can't do what Chubbs does. What like? Well, she can't play games on her feet or on her knees or stuff like that. She has to be lying down, and you nearly fall over her when you walk past. And I went, is there that many games? And she went, yeah, that's why, because you got to be careful. If you go into the kitchen and it's dark, that doesn't mean everyone's asleep. It means they're hiding more games. Must be brilliant. Don't they ever sleep? And Charlotte said, I don't think so. If they do, it'll be in the daytime when they're most needed. Wow. Americans. Little Papi said, I told ya. And what else? And she went, well, best of all was Delilah and Lucian. They went in their room because there wasn't enough room in the mammy's bed, in the mammy's nest for me and the mammy. And what was Lucian and Delilah's room like? And she went, I don't know, because most of the time when you go in there, they're playing games too and watching things on. They've got like loads of tellies, tiny tellies with like a typewriter and other little tellies, and they have them on all at the same time, and even when they're asleep. Wow! I'd love to live in America. Yeah. It's not all. Then there's the mammy, and what did the mammy have? The mammy's got a massive telly, and it's not called a telly, it's called a TV, but it's massive. And guess what else? What? It's not black and white. What do you mean? It's all colour. It's all in colour. They've got colour tellies, a massive colour telly, bigger than your house, Tony. And where is it? In the street? No, it's in the mammy's bedroom. There's a massive telly, and there's another tiny telly, and that's got a little typewriter on it, and that's on the bed. And then these other tiny little tellies, and they've got wires in them to keep them so that they charge, because you don't put batteries in them. You just put a wire in it, and that charges it. And all those tellies in the one house. And Little Papi said, yeah, they must have millions of TV licenses. And Charlotte said, no, that's the thing. They don't have telly licenses. You don't have to get a telly. You don't go to jail in America if you haven't got a telly license, because no one has a telly license. And Little Papi said, I can't wait to tell me mum. We'll have to move there because we can't afford the telly license. That's why my mum has to hide under the table when the telly license man comes. And Charlotte said, so does my mum. And then Dolores said, my mum's never had a telly license. She said she's never going to get one because it's criminally wrong. And then Tony said, but what else did you see, Frankenstein? And Charlotte said, I thought I did. There was this one night, and there was this one night when we went to this shop, and in the shop they had Odin took me, and Odin loves the shop. And what happens is he goes there, and he just, you know when Odin goes to shop, he just goes with a pair of boots on and a pair of shorts, and that's that. And Little Papi said, and nothing else. Well, he might wear something else, but mainly boots and shorts. And he goes to the shop, and you want to see what's in the shop. They've got all these things, and they're massive, you know, arrow bars. They're about as long as my mummy's finger. And Tony went, yeah. And she said, well, the arrow bars in America are nearly 100 miles long. They're that big. They have to roll them up, and you have to have them delivered. God, we better tell Joe. And Little Papi said, yeah, we'll have to tell Joe everything that you've told us about the shop. And Charlotte said, yeah, we must, we absolutely must, because that's not all. They have millions and millions of different kinds of sweets, and they have chewies, but they don't call them chewies. Guess what they call them? Little Papi went, what? And she went, gum. That's all. They call it gum. So you don't say, can I have a packet of chewing gum, please? They just go, I want some gum. They don't say please or thank you. They just say, I want some gum. And Little Papi said, oh, imagine that if you went into Joe's shop and said, hey, I want some crisps. And Tony said, yeah, you'd be barred out the shop. And then Little Papi said, yeah, like I was barred out of Flat-Nosed Tom's shop that time when he said, I climbed over the wall and stole that lemonade. And Charlotte said, oh, I remember that, Little Papi. And that's another thing. They don't have, in the backs of the shops. And Little Papi went, yeah. She went, they don't have German Shepherds in the backs of the shops or barbed wire that you can't climb over to get the lemonade. And Little Papi said, oh, that'd be terrible, that, Tom. And Tony went, yeah, it would. We'd be dying of thirst. And Charlotte said, and that's not all. Oh, there's lots of other things as well. They have all these magazines and stuff, and they're all in colour, not like the black and white ones that we've got. They're all in colour. And Tony said, yeah, but did you see Frankenstein? And she went, well, I thought I did. There was this one day we went to the shop, me and Odin went to the shop, and what happens is you come out of the Mammy's and you go past the barking dogs, and then you go past this thing where people go, and then there's all these cars. And that's another thing as well. The cars in the street. And Tony went, yeah. And she went, they're like Batmobiles, but without Batman or a bat on the side. They're massive. And Tony went, are they? And she went, yeah. Like in 77 Sunset Strip and stuff like that. And the cars are massive, Tony. They're huge. You know what? If you were playing in one, it would take you a week to go from the front seat to the back seat. That's how big they are. So I went, wow. And did they go fast? And she went, yeah. And they don't go on the motorway because they don't have motorways in America. And Little Papi went, well, if they don't have motorways, they just got streets. And she went, no, they've got highways. They're called highways. And you go on the highway and you just know that you're on the highway because all the cars are massive and they're going dead fast. And Tony said, did they have any flying cars? And she went, I didn't see a flying car, but you can tell some of them could fly if they wanted to. And so I went, wow, oh, can't wait to go to America. And she went, you've got to have lots of money to go to America because it's a long way. And then Tony said, yeah, but did you see Frankenstein? And Charlotte said, I thought I did. So me and Odin were going to the shop and it was dark. And I said to Odin, there's Frankenstein, run. And she went, that's not Frankenstein, it's a drunk. He's fallen over and hurt himself. And he just looks like Frankenstein. And Tony went, but what about, did they have King Kong? And Charlotte said, they do have King Kong, but that's in Hollywood, the Mammy said. And Little Papi said, where's that? And she went, it's in Hollywood. There's all holly there in the woods. And it's in America too. In the same place. And Little Papi went, and what else did they have Action Man? And Charlie said, no, they don't have well, here's the thing. I think the Americans robbed our Action Mans and they called them G.I. Joes. And Tony went, G.I. Joes? And Charlotte went, yeah, they're called G.I. Joes and they've still got the scar on the cheek and the thing, but they're really good and that was that. But I didn't play with any of them because, oh, no, I wanted to play with some, but Chubbs didn't know where they were. And Tony said, well, has Chubbs got Action Man? And Charlotte said, oh, Tony. Chubbs has got like a little scale electric and he's got Godzillas and he's got Action Man. And he's got Action Man, and then he's got all this Lego stuff, and sharks, and octopuses, and fish that can eat you if you're having a bath with them. And Tony went, ah! And what happens when Chubbs is having a bath with the sharks that can eat you? And she said, well, he just plays with them. That's it. He just plays with them in the bath, and then that's that. And then he's got other things, and he's just started playing that thing with the horses on the checkered board. And Pauline said, chess. And he went, yeah. He started playing chess, and he's getting too good at it, Alida said. And he went, American kids must have everything. And Charlotte said, well, they don't have everything, but you can see that if they wanted everything, they just go into the shop and say, I want that. And he went, and did you have some money with you? And Charlotte went, yeah, but guess what? They don't have pennies and shillings and halfpennies and half crowns and stuff like that. They have dollars and cents. And Little Papi said, I saw that in a John Wayne film, I think it was. And he said, I'll kill you if you don't give me all those dollars. And Charlie said, yeah, that's what it's like. Because they don't rob people there. They have hold-ups where they go into the towns on horses with the cowboy hats on, and they have their guns, and they get off the horse and they go straight into the bank and go, give us all that money in dollars, please. And he went, wow. And Little Papi said, I'd love to go to America. And did they have those X-ray specs where you put them on and you can see through people's clothes? Charlotte said, yeah, they did have them, but I saw some people walking down the street with glasses on, and they might have been able to see, like they might have been X-ray glasses. And Pauline said, but Charlotte, you're forgetting the most important thing. What were the girls' clothes like? And Charlotte went, it was brilliant. It was brilliant. You know Delilah? And he went, yeah. And he went, well, Delilah's got all these really nice clothes, and they're all clothes for teenage girls. And he went, wow. But they're not like our clothes. They're not like from the market. They don't get their clothes from the market. They get them from the thrift store. And Pauline went, the thrift store? Yeah. It's like a market, but it's in a shop. And you go in there and they have everything. But the women don't fight for the things. They just walk up to them and look at them. And if they can afford them, they get them. But they have loads and loads and loads and loads of girls' clothes. And guess what they do? They put all the girls' clothes, like for Baby Lucia, they'd have the Baby Lucia rack. Then they'd have the Charlotte rack, the Dolores rack, the Pauline rack, the Tony rack. And that's how you can tell the difference between the clothes. And Pauline said, I wish they did that in the market. And Little Papi said, I think me mum likes rummaging through the stuff to see what treasures she can find. And Tony said, yeah, my mum lives in the market. And Little Papi went, yeah, so does my mum. And I can't wait to go down to, when we go to the comic shop, we'll have to tell the comic fella, did you see any comics? And she went, I saw in one shop, famous monsters of Filmland, all of them, Superman comics, Batman comics, and even comics we've never heard of, like Iron Man and the Fantastic Four and Flash and Supergirl and Aquaman, and all of them were there, brand new. And Little Papi said, they were all new. And she went, yeah, I didn't see any second-hand comics. They were all brand new because Americans are all rich. And Little Papi said, I wish we were rich. And Tony said, yeah. And do you know why we're not rich? And Little Papi said, why? And he went, because the Queen has all the money and she has to keep it for herself. And Little Papi went, does America have a Queen of America? And Charlotte went, no, they have a president. President Kennedy, I think. I think it's President Kennedy. And so he went, no, that's not President Kennedy. He was he was the old president. They've got a new president now. And my mum said the new president's not as good looking. And Little Papi went, well, they haven't got a queen, and that's that. And Charlotte said, yeah. So that's probably why they've all got lots of money, and Chubbs has got all those games. And I was, wow. Oh, did they have plasticine? Oh, no, I didn't say any plasticine. And Tony said, that's because it's British and it's staying British. The Americans can't have everything. And Charlotte said, yeah. And they haven't got a museum like our museum. But I didn't go to the museum. I just know that it's a big one and there's loads of them. Little Papi, oh, with dinosaurs in? Yeah. And with mummies? Well, not. They might have some mummies, but they're not as good as the ones in Liverpool. And Tony said, yeah. You know why? That's because our museum is right next. Our museum gets all its mummies straight from Egypt, and America, they buy theirs from the Egyptians. And Charlotte went, yeah, that's exactly right. Oh, but it was great. And then Pauline said, but what was it like flying? And Charlotte went, oh, the flying thing. So what happens is, you get on the plane and everyone's sitting there. Then you have to put your seatbelt on in case the plane shakes, because sometimes it goes in the air and it gets shook. And Little Papi said, oh, I'd hate that. And Tony said, no, you wouldn't. Lancasters during the war, they used to shake and that. And Pauline said, that's because they were being shot at and bombed. And Tony went, yeah, but they still shook. And Charlotte said, and then on the plane, you get on the plane and then the plane starts taking off, and then you can feel it coming off the ground like that. And then it comes off the ground, and then the next minute, you're looking out the window and everything, all the houses get tinier and tinier and tinier and tinier until they're just dots. And then the next minute then is you go above the clouds. And Pauline went, oh, and what was that like? And she went, it's just like loads of clouds, and then you go through them. And I went, wow. And then it takes ages, and then you have to swap. You have to get off that plane and then go and get on another plane to get to the Mammies. And then, and then Dolores went, wait a minute. What was it like being with the Mammy? And Charlotte said, oh, that was the best thing of all, the Mammy, oh. And she was so gentle with me, and she made sure that I could see the telly when the telly was on, and she made sure that I was all snug, and she made me some clothes and a little scarf and things, and I forgot to bring them. And Pauline went, you what? And she went, yeah, I forgot, because it was a rush, because you have to pack all your stuff in the middle of the night, and then you have to rush out and then pack all the stuff, and then and I just forgot them. And the Mammy made them for me, and they're all precious. They're brand new, and no one's got them. No one. Only the Mammy made it, and only I've got it. And then Dolores said, well, what about us? And Charlotte said, the Mammy's going to make everyone something very, very special. But it's not. You don't watch Blue Peter, and then 5 minutes later you've made the thing. It takes ages and ages to make them. It takes ages, and that's what that is. And then Pauline said, and what was it like in the Mammy's nest? And Charlotte said, oh, it's permanently warm, and you know what? You know what else? It's when you're in the Mammy's nest, you go to sleep and you wake up, and there might be a plate next to your head, and that will be because a leader made the dinner, but you were asleep when it was made. And Pauline went, well, wasn't you starving? And she goes, no, that's the thing. You know, like in our houses with our mums, you sometimes starve. And they went, yeah. And she went, well, in the Mammies, you can't starve. There's always something to eat. And they've got 2 fridges. And Little Papi said, fridges? And she went, yeah, they're dead rich. They've got a fridge in the Mammy's bedroom and a fridge in the other room, and they're massive. The fridge in where a leader in Odin are, that fridge in there, we could all fit in it, and there'd still be room for the monkey man and everyone else. And the Pappy said, I can't wait. I'm going to ask me mum if we can go to America next week. And she went, well, it costs a lot of money. I can't. I'm going to go back and you can all come. You can all come with me because we're all going for Easter. And Tony said, that'd be brilliant. And she went, yeah. We all go for Easter and we can have Easter eggs with the Mami. And Pauline went, I can't wait. And Dolores went, what a lovely, lovely time you seem to have had. And Charlotte went, yeah, honestly, you've got to go. But it's massive. It's really big, America. It's bigger than Kirkdale. And Little Papi went, wow, you imagine having a Stordy over there, Tony? Tony said, you know what, when I go to America, first thing I'm going to do is make a Stordy that can go all the way across America in a day. And Charlotte said, yeah. The end. Now, did you like that little story, Little Pete? And would you like to be all snuggled up with Charlotte and Dolores and with Tony and Baby Lucia and Pauline and with Olivia and Joni and Marvin and be all snuggled up? Then that's what we will do. Now, let's give our lovely Mami, our precious Mami, a nice love and a hug and a kiss. Come on, Charlotte. Come on, Dolores. Come on, Baby Lucia. Dirty. Yes, you can bring your dirty cup. Yeah. And there you go. Come on, Pauline. Oh. Oops. Come on. Right. Now with everybody all relaxed, I can say night, night.